Oh, really? Oh, so you transfer? Oh, it's just, or you. 32, or you from?
Yeah, this is our meeting info. Tuesdays we'll do CTF meetings, and Thursdays we'll have our general / social meetings. And our Google Calendar is on our website. I'm Sean, and I'll teach Rev Pwn this semester. I'll start with the beginning of Rev and try to get into Pwn. And this Thursday we have a Validin sponsor talk. They'll be talking about some of their recent threat intel research. And they're also hiring summer 2026 interns.
Jonathan's also bringing another company from ATL to hire for summer interns as well. So if you're still looking for an internship outside of the biggest one to go, it's this Thursday, same time, but in Boggs, P5 instead of here.
Upcoming CTFs, we have Sordilin. We have no clue when it ends. And then there's DICE on like the first week of March. Please sign up for our internal CTF platform so we can do some challenges on there.
For those of you guys who don't know Sean yet, Sean is probably one of the best Rev Pwn. Rev is like reverse engineering, Pwn with binary exploitation. Those are two CTF categories. He's one of the best Rev Pwns at the school. And he's very active in research, and like we brought him to DICE CTF finals last year and Seesaw CTF finals this last like a couple months ago. He's very, very well qualified, and I'm excited to have you guys having to teach you guys this semester.
So what is reverse engineering? It's a process of like understanding the behavior of a program. Throughout this process, we can ask ourselves, like, what does the program do and how the program performs its intended behavior. And we can approach it in like many different ways, but there's one way for CTS, we just identify the goal of the program, and then we break down the program into steps that the program needs to satisfy to reach the goal. Usually the goal is printing the flag. And we don't need to understand every single part of the program to reach that goal. We can just skip some of the parts, and it doesn't really matter. Here's an example of a problem. You guys should try solving it. One hint is for any variable, if there's like that type of syntax, the first digit is going to be star, next one's going to be end, and the last one is going to be step. So star is going to specify the start with a substring, and then like end is the end of the substring plus one, and then step is how many like characters we skip over.
What happens if they're missing like you're seeing like a flag open bracket and then nothing.
If there's nothing, just assume default, so it's just the entire string. And looking up documentation is often very useful to decipher like complex operations. That part is in the Python documentation if you look at it. First thing that we see is we want to print out the flag. And we know that when we reach our goal, when we print out correct, we observe flag and then open bracket colon -1 has to equal to that string, and flag is whatever we input. So we give the program a string, and it prints out correct when basically when we see the bracket colon -1, that it implies that it's a reverse. So we just have to reverse that string right there to get our flag. And yeah, so this part of the lecture is done. We have another part coming in like 10 or so minutes after we try some of the red problems on our internal platform. Feel free to work together and ask if you have any questions.
You should probably put the link to the CTF platform back to there. That would be helpful. You should probably copy the link in the right slide. Out of curiosity, how many of you guys have already solved all the challenges on this spot? Okay, and for you guys, how many of you guys have already full cleared route? Right, that seems like your next step. Yeah. Adrian, should I? This is a bit. I know it's an option. It's paid. Right. I read. I think it's a logging. So I had a consideration. Chinese. It's like, can you understand it?
Yeah, it's in English, but it's like the cracked one. The cracked installer is in Chinese.
No.
Yeah, it's in English. I don't know if I installed the virus, but let's see.
Not very check.
No, I just installed it. I hope and trust him if that goes.
Yeah.
But I was out of here.
Oh, it's on. Oh, it's from big little. Just run searching. So I'm in here, right? You know, there's like so these.
Yeah.
That. Figure out the or little bit sense. Really like really. RCO. So. Sure. But you guys get stuck on any challenges, feel free to raise your hand. We have a couple of experienced CTF players here that'll be walking around and helping out too. So basically. Here. So. Social systems. But yeah, I guess that we're just piping over all solutions. here, support is pretty much a great swing zone. And then finding some friends and get evaluated and used to everything else, right? So what is the reduction? Three. So, so you can actually take the scale of it's your what you're some I find open on gravity.
So our goal is to. First thing I want to see is the other side of what I'm trying to say. And like this breaks all the thing worth stuff. Verification and then this whole thing.
Now, I recommend.
There's no condition.
And on.
It's not a normal set. Backwards part, this thing, means reversal, what are we trying to just check? So we're saying that. And we want to check the side of the program. Whether elbow is like. I just use it to substrate to install like. The jump, so I'm just. Let's go pull on jobs. Except this. It's really crowded, so. It's not including like, so these are just substrate.
So.
That doesn't mean like, there's like repeating access out of the years too. It's, yeah.
Okay, so let's break it down. Feel free to kind of like make a copy of this file and add it and annotate it to make it.
It's like something here.
Like that's just really to bring stuff simplified for
If we have a person.
to include the core key
Okay.
to understand how it's working.
Right, yeah, that starts the flag, right? The FLA is the sort of flag. If you look through, and if you look for A, I mean, L, just the next letter. Wait, so do you know the string is LKG, guys? Yeah. So we have some FLAG on this one. FLA, yeah. So then we're checking for every just like, it means there's gonna be an LKG.
Perfect. And you go ahead and replace the freebie. I'll let you that, so you're going to find 24. I'll do this one.
Yeah. And now we can post the others, and then keep on filling the next sequences.
Oh, so you said, thank you. I'll say your.
Open increase.
I'll program to yes, it's.
Then you want to start that to go from next to the.
Is it? Is it? Or is it against?
Get rid of the repeating that.
You should.
You know how hard it is, there's terrifying.
Perfect.
I don't know about that is, like, I was looking into it.
Business school building, I know. South.
You know, it's like the KPIs with, let's have students. That's how we. I mean, I'm just like. That's not that much, I think. I did like 5 days. Yeah, but just look at the numbers. Yeah, this is just for visualization, which is what you need for it. Yeah. So that show is just somehow saying this. So you don't know those. So
Yeah, eliminate. Are you sure that license is the plan?
Yeah. So I see.
So read the program correctly, see if there's anything wrong with scope file. And the other western areas will print out, and other variables of this is. No, no, what happened, no, I think under first, so, no, yeah. Yeah, I'm under grass. Okay.
Let's reverse this one. Let's reverse. Here we go. Actually, my future was. I think that's the signature that's on every file. Yeah, okay. Go to. It's okay. So it's the. No. I just work, I was like. Just. Of scripture.
Figure out better sort of time, we'll figure out people's. That's very nice.
Pay for a subscription. Which means it's a hard one.
Okay. I'm not gonna go to the finals. I'll install the entire into VM just so I can fun. Okay, if you're gonna bring SPL cards, that's okay. If you're gonna go to SPL, that's what I'm vision. Come on. Kurt, nearly is you can use the Chris. Oh, I think it's a time. Yeah, so it means like one thing and really thought it was kind of they set up. Oh shoot. There was one question that I could like I didn't. Yeah, I didn't read the like yeah. Like I think I know where it was when I took something like this. So like I don't. I didn't remember it, so I just like used some number. That's like so they will be the highest. No, I didn't remember it. It was like the three phases of yes, school upstairs. I just was like
well, there's a way to reverse it.
Why do you do like the opposite steps?
So I don't know how to security now.
We'll just have here.
Yeah, you can do all this stuff. You wouldn't even know like how it's pending and everything.
Okay, actually I got a 0 and then
So wait, was that on? It was bad.
I just like
Like I don't do the reading, like I put all this in the chat and that's what sometimes.
Yeah.
I just like that very was recognizing that period.
Wait, that's
Second, but I don't know, it's like the intention, there's also prevented.
I would learn a test
I
brain,
have
like
no idea.
just a spring,
That's why it's okay. That's
Oh, that one, oh my god, check out, oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't think it's super like.
Yeah. You would just mess with the string base of that. I just try to figure out like how many times like it's technical springs.
Obviously it would change.
What it takes.
Not really.
What it takes, like.
Oh yeah, this thing.
But
you also.
I used to.
Yeah, you.
Because there's like a constant problem.
It goes, I was so much better when Swire was like.
So why is teaching the management one?
Yeah. They lost it personally. I don't have as much base over at the end of the club says.
Not bad,
but feels so boring.
It's reporting 20%. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's
actually having less data and high.
I don't know, I personally enjoy Swire like the are good one. But yeah, they were both good together.
Sometimes it's like very annoying to like reverse them.
Yeah.
So there's something
Or
like
the same class, but we're busy.
yeah, that like call themselves separate.
I think it was valid.
But you want if you want to like not spend as much time.
Yeah,
you're gonna take three.
Legal side.
Like read,
Yeah, that's
the
the
deal.
deal.
It should help a bit.
No, I don't anything
Like 2 weeks or so.
Okay. Like the legal solidity.
Like it's three and like.
Yeah.
It's the reading.
And then above it,
Yeah, it's not big now.
Yeah, but like.
variables and then it will just automatically, as long as you provide the current, you should automatically.
There's like, this one, yeah, it's like sitting here.
And you say you're over this like.
Yeah, both of them were.
We I didn't know it was like that.
I don't
So I didn't know that.
I think it was late. But, yeah, we kind of started.
Yeah, and why is it going high? What do you mean? Is it high?
Hello. If that is the. Something that's.
Impact assessment.
I know, like, I got more money than. You don't need it. Except for report. I think restaurants all like.
Well, same, yeah.
For me, all of my research was done by. Because I still had the preview. Yeah, so I got this preview.
Wait, but like, how 20% not.
Yeah. Yes. So.
So, have you checked how long all those characters together are?
Yeah, so it's all over one of those, but like, I remember.
So, give it more like a cheaper card. So each of these strings, I think, probably that's not helping Jamie and just on the trade.
We don't, I think let's just go there and just listen to your song about, like.
This is our original.
I was thinking that he doesn't even.
So is it not like three?
You tried pay attention. He's so far back.
So how do we choose you? And so I do both of them are really
First, the ball seasons.
Yeah.
They all need to keep went.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all these characters have maybe one, right? But they're all sequences.
You try to
Because that's an L. There is part of the start.
It's kind of boring. Wait, classes.
You know that there has to be an L or A, right? Why is that for an L or A? What you're running, you're for an L or A.
I don't know.
Yeah, you had to. I don't know if they're looking for like, I didn't hear a little bit. It needs to
You do,
Did you ever finish it?
Like, it's just said like 100%.
Yeah, I would.
I found like.
Like, be correct.
if you were talking about they're very nice. It was like, it's very similar. So it was like, do you remember what we described?
I don't know.
Well, like for half the chunks, I was just using those instances, so.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of like just very, give piece up.
No, I mean, like, I was literally just going through the form, searching for a string and the black.
We had done very different segments.
No, a lot of it was.
Well, a lot of it was that, like, as a copy, right, just truth for it. I just started like string them when you move like.
No, not like that, like, there was like a forum feature, like, where you could build like communities, like the rosters and stuff. They had like a public like, question and answer form, with the search feature, so I literally just copy like.
You can do that.
Figure out where someone else like will walk through. Like solve a large chunk, so.
I see what it is, like, I.
So there's a lot of translation. Outside the fact that it was the
Or there's also, they also changed it up every year.
Oh, they did, okay.
Yeah. Or did I, but it shouldn't have. I remember like,
We're going to continue on to the next part of the lecture. These are three like main compilers: IDA, Ghidorah, and Miner Ninja. We're going to be using Ghidorah because it's free. So compilation is like turning from like human readable code to machine code, and it often results in like loss of information, not important to execution, such as like name of like functions and variables and data types. We have to give back like these like names and data types to Ghidorah to make it like somewhat readable for us. And decompilation attempts to create like human readable code from the compiled executable. So it goes from like a binary file, like an executable file, to like assembly, and uses assembly to decompile it into like readable code. And there's like differences in decompilation. For example, like Java compiles to like Java bytecode, and it's read by a JVM at runtime to execute everything. So it's pretty close to source code. It just gets rid of some of the variable names and stuff. But C like gets rid of a lot of stuff that makes it readable. So we lose like information about like data types, and then a lot like our names of like functions and variables. And we have to figure out what those are and tell that to Ghidorah. And here's the example program, Hello World. And oh, yeah. So if we compile this program, we have this hello world, and we're going to compile it. So we have this binary file, which is hello world. So let's see. We can put this into Ghidorah. And normally it'll pop up this menu here. You just like click analyze, and it'll just automatically start decompiling everything. And here, see, this is our main like function basically. It's our disassembly. It shows like what assembly code it's using for our binary to like basically work. And then Ghidorah will like pop out like the decompilation, which is like the human readable code over there on the right side. So we can use that to figure out what this binary is doing. And for assembly, here we have the C file, and when it's like assembled by the program, this is what like the assembly instructions it will show. And we will go over assembly next week. But basically what it does here is these are like kind of useless, but this one saves this string here into the register EDI, and then calls puts, which just prints it to the screen, and then saves EAX to 0, which is like the return code. And then we don't need to know that, and then we can just return here. And that'll end the execution of the program. And here, this is a dynamic analysis tool called PwnDebug. It's a plugin of GDB, so we can debug the program. Here we can see like the assembly again, and then we can step through the program like one by one. And we can also see that when we did call this one here, it printed out hello world. And yeah. And that's basically the demo of like Ghidorah, Godball, and PwnDebug. These are all like different tools. Ghidorah just helps us with the decompilation. Godball helps us understand like what C code looks like in like assembly. And then PwnDebug lets us step through the program one by one to figure out what it's doing. There's also cheat sheets online for like Ghidorah and Pwnedebug that might be useful. And these are like some tools that you should probably install. There's Ghidorah, which I mentioned, and then there's Recap, which is the Java decompiler. And there's GDB, which lets us step through like program. That's a debugger, and then we want to install like one of the two plugins, Jeff or Pwnedebug. I recommend Pwnedebug. It's more intuitive. And these are like some more challenges to try. Yeah, you can ask if you have any questions. Just raise your hand and we'll walk around and help you.
Does anyone have any questions about any material that Sean sent? You guys are gonna like go ahead and claim that you understood everything that just went on that slideshow. I'm gonna be very impressed. I'm gonna go back to this when the assembly bring about instructor, my instructor, and have you guys explain it to the class what was going on. So, is everyone completely fine with everything that Sean just talked about?
I get it for hello world, because it feels like it's something. But when we see an example of thinking about installing I want
Sean, well, do you plan to like live solve one of the challenges after it's over?
I will.
You plan on live solving one of like the C or the PAL challenges once the period is over, or
I mean, just DM me and I can like walk through it for you if you need it. The problem won't might solve. We still haven't gone through like a lot of assembly, so
that's fair.
yeah,
Maybe next week, 100%.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh. Right. Oh, sorry. Out of curiosity, who here has solved all the challenges on the board right now? Give you guys a second to check.
We only have like 2 solves.
Which one?
3?
3 has 2 solves.
Yeah.
Why not 3 solves? Anyway. Okay, interesting. So if you're one of the 2 people that solved 3 and you're still at the meeting, I applaud you. 1 solve. That's not good. Okay. Hopefully it has more solves by the end of today. Or maybe I'm being a little hopeful. You know what 3 was about?
I heard that's like part C population, so
Okay.
I don't even know what's something.
Okay, well, at least someone can claim they have nothing to work on today. Alright, well, we'll be walking around again.
Yeah, go back on 5 seconds.
to.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. So oh yeah, who here hasn't done attendance? Okay, welcome Lake Strikers, so we're gonna throw attendance back on the board and you're gonna scan it. All right, anyone still need attendance? Cool, thank you. Oh, wait, okay, sorry. Got it, okay. Thanks, Sean. You got any more versions of this stuff? I only did one insurance. Okay. Hopefully you have some fun with some of the pilot.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn about that. So I'm trying to like understand it's once again.
Nice, your first sure. Nice, okay.
It's almost.
I'm sorry. So you want your first question? They use some. Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Real payment doesn't look like great. No, this looks like pain in the suffering. I'm not about that. Yes. I'm on lighting. People could come. First.